Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. We have some more news today, as always, so let's get straight to it. The very first thing that I have for you guys is actually from the Beasts of the Mesozoic. It's always a great day when we have Beasts of the Mesozoic news, but we actually have quite a bit of it. The first thing I want to show you guys is the Deinonychus. This is going to be in 1/18th scale, and obviously as far as the images that we see here, you can tell it's going to be part of the Cyberzoic line. Definitely something that I'm very excited about. Really loving all the species they are going to be including in this line, but in general, an articulated Deinonychus is something that I could never say no to, as we have kind of a little bit of slim pickings when it comes to Deinonychus figures in general, but when it comes to articulated versions, I can only think of one, and that would be the old Resaurus figure, but definitely excited for that. On top of that, we actually have our very first look at the Cyberzoic 1/18th scale Dilophosaurus prototype painted up, and it looks awesome. I'm loving this paint app on the Dilophosaurus. It looks extremely naturalistic, really well done overall when it comes to both the actual application as well as the tones of color used. Definitely loving everything about this, including the bluish tones on the inside of the mouth. I think that just looks super cool. So I am beyond hyped now for the release of this Dilophosaurus, easily the best Dilophosaurus I've ever seen. And on top of that, we also have a look at another prototype, yet again in 1/18th scale, this time unpainted, as we have a gallery full of images here of the Allosaurus. And again, when it comes to a Beasts of the Mesozoic figure, I'm always excited about the release of any figure from them, but this Allosaurus specifically looks like probably the best Allosaurus I've ever seen. I am absolutely in love with everything about this, especially when you get a nice close shot of the head sculpt and you can see how nice the detail is. This thing is just incredible as a whole. Can't wait to see the actual paint apps on it, but as of right now, this as well is yet another incredible figure that I am just going to be counting the days until I can get in my hands. As far as Haolonggood goes, I just wanted to show you guys first of all this image, which is said to potentially be another sauropod coming from them. There has been talk as far as what species it might be. I have heard quite a few species names kind of tossed around for it, but we don't really know quite yet what species it's going to be, or for sure if it is even a Haolonggood release. But I would absolutely be all in for another sauropod from them. Their Apatosaurus was incredible, so I really can't wait to see what this is and if it's actually something that will be released by Haolonggood. Not to mention it is absolutely gigantic. But speaking of Haolonggood, we finally have a look at their Allosaurus. It's been a little while since we had a theropod from Haolonggood. Super exciting to have a new one coming from them, as we now have been told that we are going to be getting an Allosaurus as well as a Dilophosaurus. But you can see again, it's a pretty nice looking Allosaurus. I have heard some pretty mixed reactions on this actually. Definitely a good group of people that don't really like it, but I personally really do. And, even though it may not be the absolute most realistic and accurate interpretation of an Allosaurus, specifically in the head sculpt, I think it looks really good overall, and the paint apps yet again look really cool. I like the fact that we have that flashier, almost like a male-like version, and then a, kind of darker brownish version for a female, and specifically the male version, I'm actually a really big fan of the coloration of. I think that is definitely going to be a really neat one to see in hand. So, yet again, another set of figures from Haolonggood that I'll be adding to my collection, and I believe it's actually already up for order right now. I also wanted to show you guys this image as far as Haolonggood goes, because this is our first sneak peek at their Dilophosaurus. And I think it looks awesome, like definitely better overall than the Allosaurus. And I'm pretty excited about the Allosaurus, but I think the sculpt here of the Dilophosaurus looks great. Again, this was said to be in progress, so I don't know exactly what else has to be done outside of course, the paint apps, but it looks really cool, and I'm very excited to see more images of this. And then when it comes to Star Ace and the Ray Harryhausen line, it looks as though we'll be getting a Cyclops bust. This as well looks pretty cool, especially if you are into Ray Harryhausen models. This is probably one of the coolest things that they've released when it comes to busts that I've ever seen. They do have quite a few out there, maybe not so many in the Harryhausen line, but I have seen a lot of busts from Star Ace and X+, and I think this one looks really cool. I do have the full-bodied version of the Cyclops in my collection, which is excellent, and I think they actually released another version of the Cyclops recently, or put up for pre-order another version, but this is the first time I've seen the Cyclops in bust form. Definitely, again, really cool looking sculpt, very nice paint apps as you always find for Star Ace. Definitely another incredibly cool Star Ace model to keep your eyes out for. And then when it comes to Nanmu, they had just shared an image today of their upcoming articulated Velociraptor, as well as the colorations that we'll be getting for it. As you can see, we are going to be getting a male and female Jurassic Park 3 style super articulated Velociraptor. And on top of that, something really exciting that they did not show previously is the fact that we will in fact have the quills on the back of the head for the male version. When they had originally shown off this sculpt, they did not include the quills. So seeing that they are going to include them definitely makes this the ultimate Jurassic Park 3 Velociraptor when it comes to an articulated version. Definitely hyped to see more of this, and I'm loving the fact that they have now kind of dove headfirst into articulated dinosaurs. Also, I wanted to give a huge shout out and a thank you to Dinos_Preston here on YouTube, who actually had sent me some images, or sent me links to some images at the very least, of some very interesting plush figures, some of which I did not even know about, one of which I have promoted in the past. We have the Eocarcharia, and I thought again that this one was very interesting, that we would of all species be getting a plush for the Eocarcharia from Mattel, and it looks pretty cool for what a plush figure is. I'm not a huge collector of those, but I definitely appreciate the species choice. There is also a Brachiosaurus that I had not heard of prior, and I think he looks okay. Again, like I said, not the biggest collector when it comes to this style of dinosaur. I do own a few, but not all that many, but I think they're cute enough. And then there's also a T-Rex, and the T-Rex definitely looks about as cuddly as it gets, but this is, a not surprising choice. The Eocarcharia is way more random to be getting in a plush figure than a T-Rex, but still some pretty cool stuff if you do collect plush figures. And the final thing I have is, of course, the Beyond the Gates reveal that went up for pre-order on Target today. We have the Mamenchisaurus, and for some reason, the actual link to the Mamenchisaurus on Target's website is not working for me, but I have acquired a few images of the figure here from the video, as well as, of course, the promotional image that is up on Target currently, but I think it looks awesome, like really gorgeous sculpt, and these new images show off how nice the actual paint apps are on this. I would say probably my favorite paint apps from what I can tell on any Mattel sauropod so far. It just looks really nice, naturalistic, and overall, I think they captured the likeness of the Mamenchisaurus from the Lost World Jurassic Park quite beautifully. So very excited about this one. We knew it was coming, but it's nice to actually have an official announcement from Mattel. So as of right now, that's all the news I've got. When more comes out, I'll be sure to send it your way. But until then, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.